Today on Community Cooking, we have guest chef Cassandra Bodzak in the kitchen, shaking things up with her twist on Taco Tuesday. We're making plant-based meals, taking 3 kinds of mushrooms to create a hearty mushroom taco and then barbecue tempeh tacos. They're so delicious you won't even believe what's in them. We're cooking with some of the best chefs from right here in our own community. So grab a seat, get comfortable, so we have another great show for you. This is your Community Cooking. Hello and welcome to Community Cooking. I'm your host, Jeff Kawakami. I'm here with my good friend, Cassandra Bodzak.
Thank you for having me.
Welcome back. So, Taco Tuesday.
Who doesn't love Taco Tuesday?
You know I love me some Taco Tuesday, but we're shaking it up. We're doing a little different.
Yeah.
We're doing all plant-based because, you know, you like things nice and healthy and plant-based.
Yeah.
So we're going to be doing a mushroom taco when you have 3 different types of mushrooms here, and we're going to do a lettuce wrap.
Yeah.
So it's going to be vegan, gluten-free, super healthy. And then we're also going to be doing a barbecue tempeh taco. And some people don't know what tempeh is. It's fermented soybeans, but we're going to get back to that. So first off, why don't you tell me, like, what's in this?
Yeah, so when I was creating this, I was thinking, what would be like almost like a meat and potatoes kind of taco, like a heartier taco? One of the comments I get all the time when you're plant-based and you cook mostly plant-based is like, oh, am I going to be full, right? It's like, yes, you can be full. And so I love mushrooms because mushrooms are a great like meat substitute, just texture-wise. They have a really nice flavor. And then we're actually cutting up some potatoes and roasting them because that's also going to give us a really nice hearty flavor. And we're going to make a little bit of a sauce with some vegan sour cream, some horseradish, some cilantro.
Nice.
That's going to be like a nice little creamy drizzle over the top. And I really love these with a lettuce wrap. You know, nowadays you can put a lettuce wrap on anything, but I feel like the lettuce wrap actually really complements the potatoes and the mushroom because it's already so hearty that you almost want something that's nice and light and crunchy.
Nice. And then we also have some garlic and olive oil, of course?
Yeah, so of course we have the garlic and olive oils. We're going to mix that up with the mushrooms and some onions. So I'm going to put you to work cutting that onion because you know I don't want to do that.
Of course.
I don't want to ruin my mascara now.
Well, I'm really good at cutting onions, so.
Yeah. You'll do a better job anyway than I. So just about half of an onion.
Okay.
So yeah, so we'll start off. I'll get the garlic. Garlic and onions go together like peanut butter and jelly, right?
Absolutely. Oh, garlic and onions, I mean, that's the way you need to start a dish because it's the aromatics. It's what gives everything flavor.
Oh my gosh, you can just cook garlic and onions in your house and people will think you're like a great chef. I love that when people come over. Just have a little garlic and onions going in some olive oil.
You know, it's so funny. Some people don't like the smell of food, and it's always baffled
What?
I know, it's always baffled my mind. They're like, I don't want my house smelling like food because, you know, I'm a caterer. So I'm always
watching, and I feel really bad for you if that's your situation.
But it's true. They'll be like, can I get this, but with no garlic and onions? And I'm like, I don't know what it's gonna taste like. I don't understand.
I know. One of my girlfriends doesn't like onions, so everywhere we go, she's like, "Is there onions in that?" And I cringe because I'm like, "Oh, if I was that chef, I'd be like, don't eat at my restaurant."
Well, I remember you're not a big like onion person, but you're cool with it cooked though.
No, I like onions.
Oh, okay.
I'm all about onions and garlic.
Oh no, it's because when we were on the taste together, it was I made pickled onions.
Oh yeah. Pickled. It's pickled stuff. I have to come around to. You first got me into pickled onions.
I guess I will pickle anything. I pickle anything and everything.
You're like a pickle master, a pickling master.
I try.
And a kombucha master, right?
Yeah. Well. My SCOBY's been a little unattended lately.
Oh, yeah? Haven't been up on it?
No, I've been too busy.
It takes a lot of tending to.
Yeah. So I got these onions chopped for you.
Look how fast you are.
Do you want to...
I'm still, meditating on my garlic here.
Do you want to hand me over the pot and I'll put the...
Stuff. Yeah. You toss that in there.
And then I'll get chopping on those potatoes for you.
Thank you. Yeah. I'll put you to work. I'm going to put some olive oil in here with our onions.
Very nice.
We'll just turn this up a little bit.
Oh, yeah. No, whenever I make a dish, I'm always starting with garlic and onions. Like, that's just, that's just the base. Yeah.
Same here. For everything. And so it just adds a nice flavor, and we'll put the mushrooms in with that.
Plus, I feel like that's kind of a classic combo, actually. If you think about, like, mushrooms and onions and garlic. That's
Ah.
perfect. And potatoes and onions and potatoes and mushrooms. Like, I mean, it's all.
They all go together.
Yeah.
And again, it's so simple. This is, one of the things I love about this is you could, when you have leftovers. So I love when I'm really in the mood to cook. I'll try to have a bunch of people over.
Yeah.
Because I can never finish all the food I make. But if I do sometimes want to make something and I make it for myself, something like this, you just make the whole batch of potatoes, make the whole batch of mushrooms, and then you can put it in the fridge, whatever you have left over, and literally just assemble the tacos later in the week when you're running around.
Absolutely. Well, it's also something, grain bowls are really in right now.
Yeah, you can just turn it into a grain bowl.
See,
put it over some quinoa.
I'm not a meal prepper, and I feel like it's very in to do like meal prep and that kind of stuff lately, and I feel like, I don't know, whenever I make a bunch of stuff, I don't want to eat it later,
Yeah, because you're like, oh no, really?
Yeah. But when I have a bunch of ingredients in my fridge, that's when I throw stuff together and I make like good meals with just what I have on hand.
Right? Well, it's like if you have the mushroom mixture in your fridge, then you could even throw that on some pasta.
Absolutely.
There's so many things. You can make a risotto with it. You could throw it on if you eat eggs in the morning. You throw it on your eggs.
Totally. Yeah. It's one of those things that goes well with so many different things.
Same thing with potatoes. One of my I love potatoes.
Yeah, who doesn't love potatoes?
I love potatoes, and I love to whip up different little sauces. So whenever I have leftover potatoes, to me, I can never overcook them. I love them really crunchy. So I'll just put them back in the oven and then make myself a nice sauce or whatever I'm in the mood for that day, and I can just eat that as a snack.
So I just spray these with a little bit of olive oil spray, and then into the oven they go. And because of TV magic, because potatoes it's going to take 10 minutes to cook.
Yeah. You cut them nice and small, so that helps.
A nice little dice.
A nice little dice there. All right. Oh wow, those are perfect.
Yeah, these look really, really good.
Absolutely
I'm very happy.
perfect. If you want to help me chop in some mushrooms,
I will absolutely do that. And you're not worried about knife cuts, right? We're just chopping everything in.
we were just chopping it in.
I love that.
I mean, that's the cool thing about tacos too, right?
Mm-hmm.
I feel like tacos are so forgiving. It's a great meal to do with your kids if you have kids at home.
All kids love tacos, right?
All kids love. I think so.
Yeah.
And it's fun for them to assemble. They can feel like they're doing something in the kitchen.
Mm-hmm.
If they're old enough, you can have them cut stuff because it doesn't really matter how it is.
I have a lot of nieces and nephews, and I think it is when you include the kids, let them make something, they're more willing to eat it.
Absolutely.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, and to take that up a notch, one of the things I often recommend too for parents is if you can bring kids to the farmer's market with you.
Oh yeah, it's
and
a great
actually
thing
have
to do.
them pick out and be like, hey, we're making tacos. Why don't you pick out what vegetable we're going to use in the tacos?
Well, it's also I say this a lot too because sometimes people especially kids, they don't know where their food comes from. You know, everything comes from the store. So if you take your kid to the farmer's market, they get to see the food is not coming just out of a store. It's coming from somewhere. Someone grew this.
Yeah, and
that's way cooler.
I'm just a giant kid because I love that when I go to a new farmer's market.
Yeah.
I love talking to the farmers, introducing myself, asking how did you grow this, asking them about their farm. It's just such a fun activity.
If you want to be connected with your community, connected with what's going on, with food and agriculture,
yeah,
that's the place to be. So once again, you want to bring that over to me?
Yep.
I got this big old
Boom,
pile of
boom.
mushrooms.
Yum!
You know what I like about
mushrooms.
this too? Mushrooms have such good flavor, but also when you're doing a mix like this, you're going to get a lot of different flavors.
Oh, yeah.
And different textures, because all mushrooms, they're not all the same.
No. And it's nice. I feel like all the different mushrooms really complement each other.
Mm-hmm.
I really love maitake. I love enoki.
Yeah, I saw some trumpet mushrooms in there.
Yeah, I like to get a few different ones. If you go to the store, you should see those baby bella or the white button ones.
Mm-hmm.
But it's fun to explore different varieties. And again, if you are at the farmer's market and they have different ones that are local to you or close by you, those are always the best ones to cook with. You
know what I love about this too? And I've said this before though, when you're doing plant-based stuff, I'm not worried about cross-contamination.
Yeah.
Because I'm not using raw anything. This is all just fresh ingredients. They're just vegetables.
Right.
So I'm not worried about contaminating. I can chop up my onions, my mushrooms all in one board. Everything can come over all in one board.
Yeah, and people don't realize that that it really does simplify so much. It also, you're less concerned about, for leftovers and stuff like that, when it's all vegetables.
All right, so while you're doing that, can I make the sauce?
Yeah, let's make the sauce. Super easy.
Vegan sour cream?
Vegan sour cream.
All right. Which I'm all about.
So that's usually made with like a silken tofu, just for anybody. But, just buy the vegan sour cream at the store. Save yourself some. Or if you like dairy, then get regular sour cream. And now horseradish. I love horseradish.
I love horseradish, yes.
Especially like with potatoes and mushrooms, it's so hearty. It just adds that little bit of like little pizzazz to it.
Yeah.
And then I have a little cilantro here if you want to just
pick some leaves.
Yeah, pick some leaves.
No, this is great. I know that you don't eat meat, but I mean, this is like your classic steak sauce.
Right. Well, we're going for that with the mushrooms.
Yeah, no, that's great. I know people, I feel like, are obsessed with their with having protein all the time, and it's always good to get a little bit more plant-based food in your life.
Absolutely, and I think the thing that I love, especially with Eat with Intention, when I wrote that book, it was like I really thought, because I can cook anything really,
of course. Yeah.
But I think so many people really, they're at a loss for creative plant-based ideas, right? And so often when we think of food, we think of like the protein as like the star of the dish and like what everything else revolves around. And so the cool thing about any of these recipes is that you can always add protein to them.
Oh, absolutely.
You could easily add like steak to this if you wanted to have steak. And
well, I feel like sometimes people think just because it's vegetarian or that it's plant-based, it's not going to be delicious.
Absolutely.
You know what I mean? And it doesn't have to be one thing or another,
Right? And we can all use more vegetables.
Totally. I can always use some more vegetables in my life.
Exactly. And yeah, I agree. I think that's one of my big missions, I think, with all my recipes is to show people that, you can eat plant-based and it can be delicious, and it doesn't need to be, you don't have to do it all the time if that's not like your thing, but I think we should all start trying to have more meals that revolve around vegetables.
Absolutely. A lot of nutritionists are saying that you should make the meat your side dish.
Yes.
Yeah.
Actually, it should be your plate. A good just like eyeing is like half your plate should be vegetables, and then then you cut the other half and it's like starch and protein.
Okay. Yeah. See, there you go. Now, with this, do you mix the potatoes, or do you want me to put the potatoes in the lettuce wraps and we're going to put the mushroom and onions on top?
Yeah. Yeah, let's put the potatoes down on the lettuce wrap. So we're using romaine for this. Oh,
they're crispy.
They look so good. It looks so good. So we're using romaine for this. So when you pick your romaine leaves, you always want to get a nice a nice sturdy one. Like this. You can get a nice little cup. You picked out some winners too, I see.
Yeah, I got it right from the heart. And actually, so what I'm going to do, I'll load these up and then I'll hand them to you.
Perfect.
If you want to load those up. Oh, I love crispy potatoes.
Yeah, me too.
And I have kitchen hands, so I can just reach on the pan. Please don't do that at home. Use a spatula.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, only for professionals.
Yeah.
I always overload my tacos.
Overload my taco, please.
Oh, these look so good.
Yeah. And so then, once those are loaded up, I'll put a little sauce on there. A little saucy sauce.
A little saucy sauce. Everybody loves a lot of sauce.
Oh, yeah. Well, once again,
Just make vehicles for sauce sometimes,
Yeah. A sauce really completes a meal, and this is such an easy, simple sauce. Just go right on top.
Right?
And then you don't have to worry about all those lactose intolerant people, like myself,
Right? Exactly. I love that, especially when you're entertaining. That's the other great thing about doing everything plant-based, dairy-free, gluten-free. When I'm entertaining, everyone can eat everything. I don't have to worry about anything, It's great, and people love that.
Oh my gosh, these look
so good. We're going to have to hold ourselves back from eating them.
I know. All right, so when we come back, we're going to clean up right now. And when we come back, we're going to be making these delicious barbecue tempeh tacos. So you're not going to want to miss this. Do not go anywhere. This is Community Cooking.
Alexa, how do you tell if asparagus is still good?
If it's not moldy or slimy, it's okay to eat.
Enable the new skill from Save the Food on your Amazon Alexa and help fight food waste.
Hello and welcome back to Community Cooking. If you're just joining us, I'm your host, Jeff Kawakami. I'm here with my good friend, Cassandra Bodzak. So we're doing a Taco Tuesday, but we're mixing it up because we're doing plant-based. And we already made a mushroom and potato taco, which I'm very excited about, but I'm waiting. So now we're gonna do a barbecue tempeh taco.
Yes.
Okay, so tell us about the ingredients, then tell us about tempeh, because a lot of people don't know about it.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're gonna do a barbecue tempeh taco. So super simple as far as you just need tempeh, a little bit of extra water, and barbecue sauce to get that going in a regular saute pan.
Easy.
And then easy peasy, right? And we're actually gonna use the center of the romaine, like the little romaine hearts that a lot of times you toss out. We're gonna just chop them up just for a little lettuce underneath it. And we're gonna make a pineapple avocado salsa.
Beautiful.
Just using some pineapple, red onion, avocado, and cilantro, so it'll nice brighten up and lift it up because the tempeh and the barbecue sauce will be pretty heavy.
Yeah.
And then I'm super excited because I love this.
Yeah.
These are jicama tortillas.
This is crazy. I've never seen this before. I know
Right?
jicama.
Yeah.
I grew up eating jicama, but I've never seen this before.
Right?
Yeah.
So I especially love using something like this when you have something kind of like heavier or savory, if you're making like a buffalo cauliflower or a barbecue tempeh or something that's heavy, because it adds a real nice light crispness to it.
Some people describe jicama to be like the cross between an apple and a potato.
I agree completely. I agree completely.
Okay, now, tempeh. I know what tempeh is, but tell us about tempeh. So it comes like this in this package.
So it comes like this. It's
Yeah.
fermented soy protein. And the cool thing about tempeh is that it is a complete protein. So it's a great source of protein. It's a great source of iron and calcium for if you are vegetarian. I also love it because I feel like, most people are familiar with tofu. And tofu is one of those things where, like, it doesn't really have much flavor on its own. You have to really, like, marinate it and, like, whatnot. This has a nice little nutty flavor and a nice texture, in my opinion.
Well, also, soy's great, but tofu can be very processed.
Yes.
And this is actually the whole soybeans that are fermented.
Yeah.
And so there you have fiber, and you're going to have texture, which is good, but also you're going to have more health benefits.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Tempeh is a healthier vegetarian protein. So that's why, when in doubt, I always try to choose tempeh.
Yeah.
And I'm not sponsored by tempeh. I just like it.
Yeah.
But you can even see, like you said, like you can see it in the tempeh. You can see the whole soybeans. It's pretty cool.
Well, show me how to,
Yeah.
what you do with it.
Yeah, so you literally, it could not be more simple. It's nice, it stays together. And you can slice it. So you can, depending on what you want, like sometimes I like to just slice it up like that and create this like little strips of it.
Yeah.
But you can also, just like you would with chicken or steak or anything like that, cut it like that, probably for tacos. And we're going to make them, I'm going to keep them about this size because it'll actually make them cook faster.
Nice. And I've actually had, I've heard of tempeh bacon, but I've never actually had it before.
Oh, yeah, that can be done. So tempeh bacon, I also like doing eggplant bacon. But essentially you would just, if you're going to do tempeh bacon, you would just cut very, very thin, right, like such. And then I would probably do a little bit of like a smoked seasoning that you would use on meat, but instead use it on this.
Like a smoked paprika.
Yeah, like a smoked paprika. Maybe you want to do a little soy sauce or some like aminos on it.
Okay.
And then you just bake it, and it kind of gets really crunchy and can get that same flavor.
Interesting. I won't lie, I'm skeptical. But so I'm gonna get started on the salsa.
All right.
Because I know you don't want to cut the onions.
I don't. I gotta keep the mascara in check,
Yeah. Well, also I'm here, so
Yeah.
I'm here to do something.
And I just love cutting vegetables, chopping things.
Yeah. I mean, I love making salsa. It's one of my favorite things to eat. I have a real hard time buying store-bought salsa just because it's so easy.
Oh, yeah. Well, and also because it's one of those things. I also agree with the same thing with guacamole, too. It's such a significant upgrade if you make it at home.
Oh,
and
yeah.
it doesn't, significant. Because you can taste when a salsa is fresh.
100%. I'm so with you. Well, I mean, the thing with store-bought salsas is they're packaged. They have to pasteurize it. So it gets cooked in the vessel, so it loses a lot of the fresh flavors.
Yeah, and that's why they always always taste off to me.
Yeah.
All right, that pan is ripe.
I was going to say, that pan is starting to smoke.
Pan is ripe. So I'm just going to add a little bit of water. Woo, woo, woo. And our tempeh.
So it's light boil. It's not like...
It's a light boil. Yeah. We're not like drenching it.
You want to soften it.
Yeah, we just want to soften it a little bit before we add the barbecue sauce. Because if you just add the barbecue sauce without any water at all, then it'll kind of stick to the bottom of your pan and get kind of gross.
Well, yeah, barbecue sauce has a lot of sugar in it, so it
actually, I'm
sticks.
glad that you brought that up because I actually got this sugar-free.
Of course you did, because that's who you are.
That's who I am. And so it's always great. Or another thing with barbecue sauce, it's, if you can, a lot of places, again, at like the farmer's market or local markets, I love trying to find like a local person that makes like an amazing sauce, like an amazing hot sauce or amazing barbecue sauce. One, obviously, always great to support like local cooks.
Yes.
But, it's also really nice because when you have someone that's making it, you're not buying something, off the shelves. You know that they're like using real ingredients. And so I found this one that was sugar-free that I got really excited about.
I know some people don't like buying, they get a little sad when they buy something that's homemade because it doesn't last as long, but that's just because there's no preservatives, which is kind of a good thing, you know?
Which is what you want.
Yeah, buy smaller batches, eat fresher.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly. Yeah.
Now, how long does a tempeh take to cook?
Not long at all.
Okay.
Honestly. I'd say maybe five minutes or so. So it's really nice. That's why I put it in with a little water first, warm it up, move it around, and then we're going to put on our barbecue sauce in here.
Beautiful.
Super easy peasy once again.
And I see most of the water has evaporated.
Yeah, most of the water has evaporated. Just a very, very little bit. And again, it just helps to make sure that all the barbecue sauce isn't sticky. And again, you can, if you want it, that's the cool thing about tempeh, is that it does have a nice texture and a nutty flavor. But again, you can add your favorite sauce. So if you have like a favorite like marinade that you love, you can put that. A lot of people buy certain marinades. You can use that on your tempeh as well.
Nice.
Or even buffalo sauce too, right? You can use whatever you want.
I love wings, that's why.
Yeah, right? I like to do the cauliflower with buffalo sauce, but you could totally do it with tempeh.
Oh, yeah. I've done buffalo cauliflower. It's really, really good. I love cauliflower.
I love cauliflower.
So yeah, so this is kind of my trick for cutting an avocado. I cut it in half, and then I just make little, you got to be gentle because I am holding it, so you don't want to, I'm not using a lot of pressure, because I'm not trying to push through the skin, because then I'll push through my skin.
Oh, yeah, exactly.
Which is not good.
We don't want that.
No, so I just make a little grid. Let me take this big old spoon. So remember when you were like, you're going to use that big spoon?
Yeah.
I was like, yeah, I'm going to use that big
aggressive.
spoon.
Wow. Ladies and gentlemen, that is a pro.
And then it's already kind of diced. You know what I mean?
It is. It's beautiful. So fancy. So fancy. A little trick for you guys to impress your friends at home.
It's just quicker and easier. That's why I like doing it.
Isn't that? Those are where the best tricks come from, right?
Yeah.
What is it? Necessity is the mother of invention?
Absolutely.
So I'm just going to chop up a little lettuce. And again, I'm just doing this to add a little extra crunch and some extra greenery to the bottom of our jicama tacos. I'm all about the different textures.
No, that's awesome. It's all about texture. Now, normally I would add lime in my salsa, but the pineapple has a lot of acid.
Yeah.
So you don't really need that.
Yeah, I was thinking that I feel like the pineapple really complements the barbecue nicely.
Oh, yeah. Pineapple and barbecue are like best friends.
Yeah, and then you have the avocado in there, which adds a nice like creamy element to cut through it. Because again, like usually with like, with something like barbecue, or you have a lot of like spice and acid going in, so.
Then you want something fresh
nice,
to go on top.
Fresh, yeah. And then the jicama is really nice.
All right, beautiful. So.
All right, so this is.
Is that ready?
Almost. It's almost ready.
Nice.
Maybe just a little bit.
How do you know when your tempeh is ready? I don't cook a lot of tempeh.
Yeah, so that's a great question because it is it's a little tricky. And for me, I always like to err on the side of it being a little overdone.
Okay.
Not for and this is my taste preferences with it, but you can just taste it, right? And you'll know. So, let's see. I can just tell from eyeing this it's probably not ready yet.
Okay.
But you'll know because it'll start you saw the color it was. It's kind of like that like pasty, chalky kind of color.
Yeah.
And it just starts browning a little bit.
Okay.
Right? It just starts getting golden on the edges. And you can even tell through the barbecue sauce. But most importantly, by the time everything is like warm, if you can eat it and it's like hot all the way through, it's probably good.
So that's what you want. You're just going to really heat it all the way through.
Yeah,
it's
you
not,
just want to make sure you heat
there's
it all the way
nothing
through.
raw about it. There's nothing. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's fine. You're not going to like mess it up. The worst, it'll just be a little gross if it's cold, you know?
Okay, yeah. That's so funny.
Right?
So, all right,
Taste
so
a little?
we're going to do a little bit of lettuce. The tempeh good?
Yeah.
All right,
Yeah, go.
so a little bit of lettuce. So now we have texture with the jicama, and then texture with the lettuce, texture with the tempeh, and this nice fun salsa on top.
This
So we got
fun
there's a
salsa.
lot going on.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We're just going to put on, oh, these are so good. We're really going to have to restrain ourselves from not eating these. I know. We're taco masters.
Oh, this looks
What's your
amazing.
favorite taco combination? I bet you have like
Ooh.
a go-to that you whip up. I just put you on the spot there, I know.
I know, no. My favorite tacos, I would have to say when someone else makes it.
Anytime I'm drinking margaritas and not cooking.
Yeah, well, that's the thing is I'm a chef, so I'm always cooking for other people. So anytime someone cooks for me, like that's when I'm happy. So like those are my favorite tacos, the ones I don't have to make.
The ones that you don't make.
Yeah.
Oh, I love that.
All right, well that
so
looks
funny.
beautiful.
They look phenomenal. I'm excited to dig in.
Oh my God, I'm so excited. So we need to clean up.
Yeah.
Yeah. But do not go anywhere because when you get back, we get to taste all this stuff. All right, we'll see you on Community Cooking.
Planning a dinner party? Figure out how much food you need with the Guestimator at SaveTheFood.com.
Welcome back. I'm here with my friend Cassandra Bodzak, and she showed me to make some amazing plant-based Taco Tuesday alternatives.
Yes, we
So-
have both of these. Are grain-free and gluten-free. We're using lettuce wraps and jicama wraps, and they're super hearty and delicious.
I'm hungry, so
Let's dive in.
yeah. So this is the mushroom and onion and potato taco.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And we have our little horseradish and vegan sour cream with
Yeah.
cilantro on top.
Yes. Mmm. Mmm. That sour cream
So
makes
good.
it. Do I have it on my face?
No, do I?
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Good. I love my sour cream.
Oh my God, that's so good. And the potatoes got nice and crispy.
Potatoes were perfection.
All right, so now
So good.
this is the barbecue tempeh
Yeah.
with the avocado and pineapple salsa.
Yeah. On
With
our jicama. I'm
the
interested to see
jicama
how
wrap.
you like this little jicama wrap.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No, the pineapple and the cilantro and barbecue sauce, those are like, they're perfect.
Right?
And I won't lie, I'm not like a big fan of tempeh, but that's really, really good.
Yay,
Yeah, so you got me
victory.
to like tempeh.
Yay!
Well, thank you so much, Cassandra. This recipe was delicious. I hope you guys tried this at home. Thank you from myself, the crew, and Cassandra for joining us on another fun episode. And some of the best chefs are really right here in our own community. We'll see you next time on Community Cooking.
If you'd like a copy of the recipes seen on this show, send us a self-addressed stamped envelope to the Office of Cable and Community Relations. That's 3350 Civic Center Drive, Suite 200, in Torrance, California, 90503. Be sure to note the show number displayed on the screen. And don't forget you can find all the fresh ingredients used on today's show at the Farmers Market. Visit the one here in Torrance at Wilson Park. That's located at 2200 Crenshaw Boulevard. They're open every Tuesday and Saturday from 8 a.m. until 1 p.m., rain or shine. And if you'd like to be a guest on our show, email us at communitycooking@torranceca.gov and check us out online at youtube.com/TorranceCityCable and like us on Facebook at Community Cooking TV.